people first. Oh no, peekaboo, I see you when you're frontin' and stuntin' and playing the role. Peekaboo, I see you. Won't be too much long before lies get exposed. Peekaboo, God sees you as somebody else when the curtains is closed. Peekaboo, God sees you, and one day we all gonna stand before a throne.
What's going on, world? How you doing? Welcome to another great episode of The Green Room, and I'm your host, Aima. Great show we have here for you today. But before we get started and jump right into all the interviews and all of that, we're going to cut to this video. We'll be right back. You're watching The Green Room. Stay tuned.
This is Trevor Pope, and you're watching The Green Room. I love y'all. Peace.
All right, welcome back, people. You're watching The Green Room with your host, Aima. And great guest in the house today. He's just laid back right now, just chilling. What's going on, brother? We got DJ Triple. I always have problems saying that, so you go ahead and say it before I mess it up.
DJ Triple Threat.
Triple Threat.
One
Triple
P.
Threat. Say that 5 times fast.
Triple Threat. Triple Threat. Yeah,
Oh wow,
fast.
not bad, not bad.
I rap
Oh,
pretty
cool.
fast. Yeah.
Sweet. It's good to have you in the house. I think it's your first time in the green room, right?
Second time, actually.
Second time.
Yeah.
See, this is the 51st episode now. I can't remember everything now, but
Yeah.
it's good to have you in the house.
I was here, I think, the first or second season of the Green Room.
So that's a while back.
Less facial hair, didn't have all
Yeah.
this.
Okay, so that's why I didn't recognize
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
why. That's it. I got
Kind
it
of
now.
scruffy now. Not
So
as
what's been
clean-cut.
going on with you? How's everything going?
Things are well.
That's good.
A lot of changes in life, since that last episode back in July.
Okay.
Personally and business-wise. Still working the same 9 to 5, but when I'm not doing that, I'm on radio, GoslinPackRadio.com, Saturdays 10 to 11 a.m.
Don't miss that plug now.
Yeah, plug, plug it in like great. New album,
That's
we'll
right.
talk about in a second.
Cool.
And also, other than that, got a compilation project I'm working on right now, slowly getting off the ground.
Okay.
Just still trying to get artists, like trying to get different rappers, singers, spoken word artists, even trying to get a minister to give like a word on it at the end of the
okay.
CD. That's in the works for
That's in the works.
summer.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah, summertime
busy
next
guy.
year. So, but yeah.
All right, cool. So just tell us about the latest stuff you've been working on then. We'll jump into the old stuff you have, but just
Okay.
give us a rundown on what we're seeing right here.
Well, this latest project, Black and White, in
right.
case they can't see right there, Black and White,
in
I'm not gonna open up and all that, but this is a new project.
All right.
By the time this episode airs, it'll be out December 22nd online through iTunes and Amazon.
Okay.
Also be out locally here in Boston. I'm also trying to get in Worcester and Rhode Island, and a couple other local stores.
Okay.
Then eventually the national push.
Okay.
But the inspiration behind this album, Black and White, is we're living in a world today that's a new age society, very relativist, humanistic society.
Right.
And they look at everything within a gray scale. What's okay for me, it's okay for me, and what's okay for you is okay for you. Everyone's okay.
Right.
But I'm like, not really. We live in a world where everything's in black and white. Some
For
people,
or against. That's right.
yeah, some people saying, well, you should look at everything so black and white. But I'm like, the truth is, when you look at everything from a bibliocentric worldview, it's black and white. This is what it is. This is what it's not. This is what is good in God's eyes. This is what's wrong in God's eyes. He's a sovereign God.
That's right.
This is what it is. So with this album, Black and White, the first track is called The Unveiling. For so many people who are blinded, as the Bible says, that the God of this age, lowercase g being the enemy, has blinded the eyes of unbelievers.
see.
So
Yes.
I need to unveil to you the truth
Okay.
of what it is. I talk about a lot of things in that one track alone, that some people say is controversial, but really it's not in God's eyes. This is what the
That's
truth
right.
is.
The truth is the truth.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
20 tracks, the other 19 tracks, I'm tackling a variety of
That's
subjects.
serious, yo. Serious.
Encouraging my sisters in the Lord, saying you are a superstar, don't feel less than.
Okay.
Then also different tracks dealing with the everyday challenges of life, then being a survivor, dealing with the temptations and the tough
Okay.
things of just everyday living.
Right.
I even have a real life testimony with this woman named Gianna Jensen. She's I think she's a paraplegic. No, she's not paraplegic. I forget exactly the issue she has, but she actually survived an abortion. I mean, a saline abortion where they tried to burn a child, and she's like still living. She's 31 now, I believe, and I actually give her testimony on it in that song "Survivor," along with 2 other real life stories. I mean, there's so many other things to talk about on the album. I mean, it's 20 tracks. It's a
packed.
long album, but it's
Okay.
so much. And I have 11 different producers on it. It's the
Okay.
first for me. Because typically I produce my own project myself, but this time I reached out to some of my friends, like Disciple produced a track, K-Drama produced a track, and
so it's very diverse.
Very diverse sound-wise, but it's still all triple threat, you know. But it's good to have a different soundscape from different producers on it.
That's right.
It has a different feel. So I have a certain flavor production that people are probably used to from my first two projects. Maybe my side projects or mixtapes, but this one's definitely more wide range. Plus the purpose behind that is for, you know, different sound and outlook, especially with what I'm trying to present.
Okay.
And it challenges me as an artist as well.
So do you get into different styles, such as reggae or rock or any of that?
This one not as much.
Not as much?
My first two projects, you know, I did reggae, then do a little bit of reggaeton, and you know, then also did rock and the last CD on the Rain. But this one is strictly pretty much hip hop. I have one reggae track, and I was not trying to do a reggae track this time. But my friend, you know, Fawn, he's also part of the company. We have 343 Music Productions. She kept pushing. He's like, dude, I have this track. Listen to it. Listen to it. And listen to it. Like, it's not bad, but I don't know yet. I really just want to do like more of just a solid hip hop album, more of a laid back kind of New York kind of style. So I was even trying to avoid like the whole down south kind of sound, but I even have two tracks with the down south sound. So though you try to get away and just try to do one thing, sometimes the vision gets expanded. But I mean, those three tracks in themselves add to the album more than they take away.
So do you have any guest artists on it?
I have a lot of guests on this one. Compared to the last one I had 2. This time I had about maybe 7 or 8.
Wow.
Some of the same ones, same appearances as the first one. Like Disciple makes a 3rd appearance on a 3rd album from
Disciple, he's everywhere.
Yeah. And then also my good friend Fire goes to Morning Star Baptist Church. She's on this album again. It's in the Cypher track. I also have a couple of national artists on it, like Young Samaj out of Atlanta, Georgia. We have K-Drama on this one. And also my good friend Godsent out of Philadelphia. He's connected to the whole CMR camp and stuff like that. He's on this one as well. And at least 2 or 3 other artists.
So you got help from a lot of different corners on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus I have a couple of new artists who never rapped before a day in their life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I've known them for a while. I'm like, okay, I give it a shot. I'm always willing to put out new talent. And I'm like, impressive. Okay, that track's definitely going on the album because of these 5 or 6 tracks that didn't make the cut. So.
Wow. So this could have easily been 26 songs on this album.
It actually going to be 25.
Oh wow.
And it almost was going to be a double disc.
Crazy.
But that would have been way too long. And I figured I'd do a double disc maybe within the next 2 years with the next project, which I'm already planning and writing. So.
Okay. So how of so this is not out yet. It's out when? On
December 22nd.
Oh, by the time it's good. Oh, it's,
as of this show's airing, you guys watching now.
Y'all make sure you go out and get it. So far, I mean, from your past two projects and your mixtape, how have people embraced you? Or how do you think people have received you?
A lot more support.
A lot more support.
When I had taken a bold step of releasing my first album, Good News Music, back in 2005, I just went out there, released it, and it was a step of faith, basically. Then my second album, The Rain, had a bit more support, a bit more of a push. I didn't promote it as much, but actually was a lot more popular than my first one. It actually touched a lot of people because that one dealt with healing, whether it was broken relationships or dealing with sickness or brokenness emotionally. That album was specifically inspired towards that. And a lot of people was touched by it, you know, a lot of Christians and non-Christians alike. I was like, okay, this isn't just a hobby anymore. This is going to take a different path than what I thought. So when I started the company, you know, out of faith. I was doing music out of faith, but also at the same time it's a hobby. I love doing music, just like you and anyone else who comes here on this show. But seeing how I started touching people, I'm like, okay, I got to take this next project seriously.
Take it seriously.
And that's how this project really came about, with a bit more focus on making sure my flow was right, making sure the music is right, the mixing and mastering is right, the marketing and promotion, being more serious about the business side of it as everything flows, so that more people, I mean, it's not about me, but so more people can actually have this product and this project and hopefully be blessed and touched by it as the last one was. Okay,
it's pretty cool. So I know as a hip hop artist in today, especially if your genre is gospel, it's a little difficult out there. How have you, I mean, the places that you've gone to, how do people receive you? Do you find yourself performing at mostly gospel events or a few secular or colleges or wherever?
As of late, I've done a few outreaches, a couple talent shows here and there. people will later on be able to view me doing something on the gospel sound stage. But also, I've actually had the opportunity last year that I wasn't rapping personally. It was actually a hype man for someone.
Okay.
That was a blessing to actually be at a secular venue, and people will still receive you.
Okay.
Especially if you're not bashing them or judging them or anything like that. You're gonna burn, you know. You're coming off in love, and people honestly will receive the message.
Okay.
Either way, so I'm actually comfortable. Whether it's doing a secular venue
Whatever kind of stage
or a
it is.
Christian venue.
Okay.
You know, I prefer to reach the lost more, those who may not know the Lord.
Okay.
You know, 'cause that's when I write, I'm actually writing more towards them. And I still have songs that encourage the church, but my heart is for the lost, especially.
So when you're writing, your focus is really towards to reach those that don't know,
Exactly.
that don't know God, not necessarily
Yeah,
the
those who are
church
really in
or
church.
the saved and all of
because
that.
I have songs like Survivor as a song that can encourage the church.
It's on this?
Yeah,
CD?
it's on
Okay.
black and white. But the majority of the album is dealing with those who don't know the Lord. I mean, I even have a song called After All Is Said and Done. I deal with the different theories of when you die. Some people believe in reincarnation. You know, some people believe that when you die, you have 70 virgins and go to heaven.
Okay.
You know, some people you just in the ground and that's it. That's life.
So you into all this theology a little bit? So
Yeah.
like all of that? Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we have to talk about that.
Definitely,
We got to talk about that. But before we get into that, we're going to take a little break, check out this video, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.